Okay, so good afternoon. This is our Tuesday topic. I'm Christopher Tipper, CEO and founder of Hunter Benefits Consulting Group, co-host of our On the Couch, the Friday afternoon bourbon edition. I guess I'm also co-host of our white paper topic edition with Christina Cannonen. How you doing, Christina?
Very good.
Did I say it right?
Yes,
After 20 years, I finally said it right. Yay. All right. Now then, while the On the Couch videos are our attempt at being humorous, and it very often fails, our white paper Q&A is our attempt at being serious, and that also usually fails. So we're going to see how this goes. All right?
Hey,
okay.
if you can't have fun, what's the point?
This is going to be posted on the website, if it isn't already. And what we're talking about today is how ERISA, well, we're talking about ERISA and state laws, okay? Now, I wanted to have Christina do a white paper on this because for whatever reason, I remembered something that happened when I'd only just been in the business for less than a year. And that was when I was working in Washington State, and I was just the plan administrator, all right? And we had a DRO come in, a domestic relations order, and this was the first time I've been exposed to that, and that we had to go through and make it a QDRO, a quadro, all right? Well, I was told that because a judge had signed it, we were supposed to just process the distribution. Yeah, I know, except I went and looked in the plan document. It was not a distributable event. So the person who was telling me what to do was very surprised to find out that ERISA superseded a judge, okay, whether it was state, local, county, whatever, all right? So we usually operate under the assumption that ERISA overrules everything else.
Right.
Right?
Federal law.
Federal law, and even ERISA, when you're looking at federal law, more often than not, ERISA supersedes other federal laws, right?
Right.
However, that is true, all right? We've got some incidences or times when state law supersedes ERISA, correct?
Yes.
All right? And I think we've found two main areas where that happens consistently.
Well, I know one. What's yours?
Well, it's from again, this is the attempt for us to be serious. No, so state laws do have an impact on plans governed by ERISA.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
You mentioned Pennsylvania
Yes, because Pennsylvania taxes employee deferrals as they're put into the plan, not when they come out of the plan, but when they're going in. So
I'm glad we don't have to be worrying about what's taxed and all that. So it just dawned on me, even though I'd read the white paper already, so that the deferrals are not pre-state tax.
Right.
So when you take a distribution, okay, you don't pay state income tax on the withdrawal.
Right. Only the federal.
Does it matter if you're living in Pennsylvania when you make the withdrawal or when you make the deposit? Aha! Okay, we're not going to answer that question, but that's one of those thorny things that you get when ERISA doesn't just take care of everything.
Well, because you already paid taxes on the deferrals while you were in Pennsylvania.
So it would be true but then you moved to Maryland and made deferrals.
And then Maryland and Pennsylvania
I'm just picking a state.
Have to duke it out
and figure out who gets taxed.
Who gets the money.
So that's an example of when ERISA does not take over.
Right.
And then there was something, I remember this happening with EGTRA, and there was a bunch of states not wanting to do something with the limits or allow them, or what was going on?
Well, the states had put the $415 limit in their legislation.
Right.
So that when EGTRA was passed and there was a big bump in the limitations, that the states are like, oh, can't
Where's
do
our
that.
where's our tax revenue?
Yeah.
Right.
So there was that disconnect there. So if you were in one of those states, you ran into that problem with that.
But they got quickly sorted out, and the
They
states
sorted it out, and we
this-
haven't had a problem since
And the
then.
states have since gotten in line.
Yeah, I think they
or
did.
followed suit, whatever you want to say.
I think they refer to the federal
Right.
regulation,
Which makes it a lot
and then
easier.
they don't have to worry
All right.
about it. Yeah.
Now, I think we're going to spend most of our time talking about one subject where state law supersedes ERISA.
Right.
Christina,
Yeah.
what is attribution, and is it determined by federal or state law?
Attribution is a method of determining who is considered an owner of a business.
Right.
Children, minor children are considered to own their parents' ownership.
Share. Right.
Shares or whatever. Spouses are considered to own the other spouse's maybe.
Okay.
So this was a big problem a few years ago where, what do you mean my dentist's husband is adopting a plan and my beauty shop has to have the same plan or something comparable?
Right.
Because they're, as a control group, they're considered all one employer,
Right.
which is hard for a layperson to
Right.
really grasp.
And some people in this business.
Yeah,
Oh,
really. Who said that? So the IRS came up with this answer,
Okay.
because as they'd love to do.
Yeah.
And that answer is the non-involvement rule.
Okay.
So the dentist is not involved in the beauty shop,
Right.
and the beauty shop owner is not involved with the dentist's
Okay.
business. So they're separate.
Okay.
And they can stay separate as long as neither one has anything to do with the other's business.
The dentist can go get their hair cut at the beauty shop, but can't be an employee or an owner or sweep up or
Can't
do
be a
anything, right?
director or
Right.
anything. Can't make any decisions, can't
Right.
sign anything, nothing.
Yep.
Also, 50% of the income, no more than 50% of the income, can come from passive income
Okay.
for either one.
Okay.
And they cannot have a minor child. Not M-I-N-O-R.
No, I
not
understand that.
M-I-N-E-R.
So even, you just can't have children. Filippo's freaking out behind the camera. No, it doesn't mean you have to give your kids away. Okay. Wait a minute. So we've got in Illinois, we've got a medical practitioner and we've got somebody who owns a Jiffy Lube. Okay.
Right.
Very different businesses, right?
Right.
But they have an 8-year-old.
Uh-huh. The 8-year-old, under the rules of attribution, owns what the parents
Yeah, but
own.
the
So-
8-year-old doesn't work there and doesn't run the place.
Doesn't matter.
So attribution counts?
Yes.
I really hate it when I learn stuff on camera. Okay. Okay.
So the child, as long as your children are not minors,
Right.
then this isn't quite a shock that it
Okay.
is when they are minors, because you would think a minor child would have nothing to do with business, but because they are considered to own each of the businesses are a control group.
Okay. So since the point of this video is to help talk about when states supersede ERISA, I'm presuming there's something to do with the states that has an effect on attribution. Is that right?
It has an impact on the ownership, yes. Under community property states,
Yep.
and there are 9 whole
Okay.
community property states.
Can you say them from memory, or do you need your
No,
notes?
I
you
have
got your notes. And they are-
Arizona, California, Idaho, Louisiana, Nevada, New Mexico, Texas, Washington.
Yep.
And Wisconsin.
Just up north, Wisconsin. Okay.
Yeah, so
Nobody on the East Coast.
no, smart people.
No. Okay. Hang on.
Well, so under the community property rules, everything that you own,
They own.
your spouse owns.
Oh, yep.
Okay, so here, everything's 50-50.
And we're not going to get into what was premarital assets and what grew during. We're just doing the simple, basic concept of community property, right?
You need an ERISA
You don't want a
attorney.
9-hour. You don't want Potemkin's video. Okay, this is going to be a very short video, not a 9-hour one.
Yeah, you need an ERISA attorney if either or both were in business before the
Right,
marriage
right.
in one of these 9 states.
Yep.
And it's where they live, not where their businesses are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And then this mobile traveling landscape we've got now that could change things a lot.
a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right.
So don't move to a community property state. All the rest of the states are common law.
Right. Okay. So what you're saying is, in my example first, in Illinois.
Yeah.
Okay. And the kids are 23 and 25.
Yeah.
Okay. We got a medical practitioner and a Jiffy Lube. We do not have a controlled group.
Right.
Because we do not have a community property state. We don't have attribution. Right.
Right. We don't have
We
language.
move a few miles north to Beloit or Kenosha or somewhere else, and we're in Wisconsin, and we have a
Control group.
controlled group. Holy cow. Okay. So the $1 million question is, why do we care?
Ownership of the businesses go into play because those, when you have owners that are considered one employer,
Right.
in other words, one owns the stock of the other one, you have a control group. If you have a control group, all of the employees have to be considered for
For the plan.
participation in the plan.
So in Illinois, the medical practitioner could have a cash balance 401k plan, but if they went and did that in Wisconsin, they're going to have to include the Jiffy Lube.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which could blow them right out of work.
Well, it'd just be more expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And then it's covered by, it's covered by PBGC and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yay.
so what happens is that not only do they have to be considered in participating in the plan, all of the testing required under ERISA, like coverage testing, ADP testing,
Benefits, rights, and
ACPs,
features.
yes, all has to consider all of the employees. So if
Yay.
you leave the Jiffy Lube out of it, and there are as many or more employees over there as there are in your medical practice,
You're going to have
You're
some
dead in the
testing
water.
issues. All right. Okay. Filippo, did you learn something? You're nodding your head. Yeah, you thought that it keeps getting more complicated, doesn't it?
It sure does.
It sure does. Okay. Christina, thank you very much for our look at what happens with states versus ERISA. ERISA. I was been saying it right until today. All right. So I think we've got 3 key takeaways. ERISA does not always supersede state law.
correct?
Number 2, there were incidences in the past where states did not recognize the deductibility of deferrals.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay. And number 3, whether or not you're living in a community property state has a direct impact on determining controlled group issues. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
True.
Thank you very much. Now then, Filippo always gets mad at me when I forget the next part. Visit us at hunterbenefits.com or email us specific questions. We'd look forward to really helping you with this at sales@hunterbenefits.com. And of course, like, subscribe, do all that other stuff. Let people know about it. Right, Christina?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody.